basically what I did is what I said I was going to do at the end of the other episode, and basically I took the selector outputs and attached them to their corresponding number. So when we say, the selector will count up and the number displayed will count up the correct time, basically, so they'll both go up at the same time. So we basically have the basics of a EXP system already. Hey guys, I'm Mr. here and welcome to another episode of the LBP Create Guide, and today we're going to be carrying on from where we left off in the last tutorial. And basically I'm going to start off by getting rid of all these ugly wires because they're not pretty. And what I'm going to do then is quickly shrink this and then shrink the actual thing itself so it's more out of the way and it looks nice and clean, and we've just got our numbers, plain clean numbers back. Now, what we need to do on this episode is actually line everything up so that the EXP system starts to actually look like it's going to be an EXP system. EXP system. So, what you need to do basically is line them up with the grid, basically the small grid, and instead of pressing X like you normally would to place something, just press circle to back out of it, and you should be done. Once you've actually lined up all the numbers, it may look like a big jumbly mess, but that's not to worry. Once you go into preview, this is what the player will see, just the normal number that it's actually on. So for example, if number 1 was then on, you would only see number 1. Now we're going to do the same for the rest of the numbers. Now that's most of the boring bit done. All we need to do now is basically line them up to where they need to be. So let me just turn off this again so we can see just the numbers. So make sure you highlight all of them and not just select one, or it may mess up. And then basically place them where you think they should be and leave a gap between them. Now, depending on how you want it, you should leave a gap for a comma, like I want to. So, what I'm going to do is make sure there's enough space. So 2, 2, 1, 2. It should be enough. And then what I'm going to do is get the keyboard. Now, if you want the keyboard, you can basically go in the description and find links to how to get your own keyboard and such. And I've used this many times before. So we're just going to use it to cheat quickly so we don't have to make the comma ourselves. You can obviously make it yourself if you need to, but I don't want to because I'm lazy. So let's just make it and put a few spaces. Delete that. And bring this down to here. Make sure to change it to the correct material. Sticker panel or hologram. And then change it to the same colour. To test our EXP system, we can basically increase the amount of the current state, and we will see. So make sure you're in preview mode, so you see it as the player would, and go up. And as you can see, the numbers are starting to grow. Gets to 9, then it goes to 10. Now it has actually reset to 1 on here, but it doesn't update for some reason. So you press square and go back on, and it'll be on 1 again. Go back to preview, and it counts up again. And there you go. There's a basic EXP system set up. And what we should do is set them all back to 1 if we've done messing about with them. So they're all on 0. Like this. So what I'm going to do is actually glue this all together, so it basically keeps it all in one place, and saves us faffing about with little pieces. So just put a layer of whatever material you want behind it, and then bring that forward and hold X, and it should glue. Let's see. And now what we need to do is basically bring down the brightness and this, and basically in preview mode it'll look like this, in our mode it'll look like this, but we don't care as long as it looks good in play mode. Now what we're going to do is basically move this to where it needs to be and such, and plug it all up. So the player will get EXP by killing certain enemies and such. So what we want to do is create a new chip to allow them to allow us to to detect when the enemy is when an enemy dies and how much EXP the enemy should give the player and such. So let's quickly attach this, and I know it's going to be big and scary, so what we should actually do, change my mind, is leave it here where it is, and that way we can keep it tidy, and would hide this in the corner of a level somewhere, or maybe even attach it to the player. Okay, so what we need to do here is quickly attach a couple of different things. So let's start off by having, let's see, counters. So this one is basically so we can detect which when it's been set off or not. And to do that, what we're going to do is have an OR gate. And depending on which one, no matter which one set it off, the one-shot switch is always going to be activated. So, multiple things can't go off at once and such. Right. So, what I'm going to do as well is have a tag sensor, and here is where we're going to put different amounts of EXP you can gain. Now, I'm going to make the maximum detection as maximum as possible. Well, it doesn't have to be as maximum as possible, but the higher you get it, the better, and the less you'll have to do later. So I'm just going to put it up quite high now. So I think that should just about do, because this is really just a tech demonstration. So just leave that. And what we want to do now is, let's say, give it a blue tag and call it, let's see, EXP 1, and if we copy that and put another tag EXP 2 and EXP 3 and 4 and 5 and blah blah blah. So let's just put 3 for this example. We can add more when we want later. So get the OR gate and put 3. Extend this quickly. Attach 1 to each part of the OR gate, like so. And basically what's going to happen is, depending on how much we get, it's going to give us a certain amount. So say one of the enemies has EXP tag 1, the enemy will give us a certain amount of XP. What we could do is just throw this in the corner because we don't really need it now. That's for something I plan in the future, and a bit later even. Maybe, I don't know when we'll do it, but we'll eventually use it. So what we need to do here is I plan maybe to have a randomizer here, and that'd be pretty cool. So what we want to do is quickly make another tag and call this add. We'll call it plus XP, and this will set off every time, you know, we get an XP. So now we can choose how much XP we want to give per thing. So what I'm going to do is be lazy and basically have it so it detects and sets off one here, here and here. Just attach each one to its corresponding tag sensor, and then what it needs to do is go on here and get a there's multiple ways we could do this, but what I'm going to do is go to a sequencer. Let's quickly put that there. And instead of my original plan, I was going to put batteries on this, and there would be an OR gate, and they all activate this, but I prefer less messy things. So what we're going to do is quickly add in just these. So what we want to do is have a gap between each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let this killing this an enemy with the tag EXP1 will give us 5 EXP. So let's quickly attach, start playing forwards, and what we want to do is quickly get a battery. So the battery is there. Battery goes at the end like so, and that will reset this and reset the counter. So basically what we've done is enabled one type of EXP to be brought in. So let's quickly add it to the enemy. So go to where the enemy's health is, and you'll see where the destroyer is. What we want to do is get the timer, sorry, a timer, not a counter, put it on 0.1 second, attach the inverter to that, and attach the counter to this. The reason for doing this is because if we put it, the tag, if we put the tag to activate as on the same time as death, sometimes it wouldn't work and basically just die without showing any signs of well, EXP. So let's just line everything up and then attach the NOT gate to the tag, and this will give us XP. So not the plus XP, sorry, gave it the wrong tag name, EXP1. So this will give us the amount of EXP we've set up on the logic here, EXP1. So it detects when it dies, and then this will play and say plus EXP, plus EXP, plus EXP, blah blah blah, 5 times. So then what we need to do is get a tag sensor, and what we're going to do quickly is cheat and just copy this, because we've already done the we've already made the oval quite big on this one, and make this the plus EXP, plug it into the cycle, and we're done. So basically this is a newbie way really of sorting out EXP, but if you think of different ways, you can suggest them and I'll add them in later and such, but for now this will do. So let's quickly test this as such. So let me quickly go into preview. Actually, I should probably be on this, and then go to that. So as you can see, the EXP went up to 5, and the logic has reset itself So if we did it again, it would go again. The logic underneath is irrelevant for now, so if you want to, you could just get rid of that, and we'll sort that out later. And but yeah, so here's our basic EXP system so far, and yeah, that's practically it. Thanks for watching, guys, and also quickly, just remembered now, what I wanted to do is increase the seconds per stripe, so let's put it on 1 and quickly do another test to see if that's working. Preview, it got to 4, so it didn't really count properly on 0.1, so what we should do is increase it to maybe 0.3 and see what we get out of that. So, you know, it's trial and error. Pause and pause, invert, and we have 5. So there we go. Put it on 0.3 for, well, possibly the fastest way. And so yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed the new style I did. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I miss tomorrow. See you in the next video. Peace.
And I'm pretty sure she wouldn't betray me and stuff. What are you doing? Wow, that conference call is more powerful than— What? What? I swear I had like full health when I just died. Come on. No, don't die, don't die, don't die. That was close. Oh